Good morning, friends of the media. Welcome to the Meet the Media session. Chief Executive, please. Good morning. I'm sure you all know that since I took up office, I have established the Chief Executive's Commendation Award to recognize excellent performance. I'd like to announce that there are two teams that have been given the award. In March 2025, the Hong Kong SAR Rescue and Search Team went to Myanmar to help with the quake rescue effort. And then there is also the organizing team for the opening of the Kai Tak Sports Park. On the 25th of March, there was a 7.6 scale mega quake in Myanmar, causing serious damage and fatalities and injuries. And then the Security Bureau, Immigration Department, and immediately formed a search and rescue team. They took along rescue dogs and various equipment, and then they immediately went to Myanmar to the quake areas and conducted search and rescue operations. They worked hard and in very hostile environments, and there were various dangers and risks. There were buildings that could collapse any time, and then there's disruption of communications and traffic. And then for a period, they worked under 40 degrees of Celsius, where there's mosquitoes and all other nuances. And then at 57 locations, they conducted 61 search and rescue operations. They also worked in joint cooperation with the national team, and they managed to rescue a person who was trapped for over 125 years. That showed that the humanitarian spirit. It also showed that the SAR team was professional and dedicated and had strong team spirit. The SAR Rescue and Search Team took up the mission in an emergency, and they showed with direction that they were brave and selfless. That's why they deserve commendation from the Chief Executive. Another team that's given the award is the Organization Task Force for the opening of the Kai Tak Sports Park. The Culture, Sports and Tourism Bureau, Security Bureau, Civil Service Bureau, Transport and Logistics Bureau, the Police Force, and the Transport Department formed this team. They were professional in planning the various large-scale drills and to ensure that the opening went smoothly. And then they also worked hard to ensure safety. There was a crowd dispersal and so on. And so they helped to make Kai Tak Sports Park a world-class, first-rate venue. Now, the Kai Tak Sports Park is one of the biggest infrastructure projects in Hong Kong that is crucial for hosting mega events in Hong Kong. So we need to ensure there is a safe and good operation with a good order. It's very important. The park was opened in March against a tight schedule, and that's a major scale exercise to coordinate all the various fronts. The organization team showed that they were absolutely excellent, and in just 5 months they finished 20 drills. And they were innovative in their detailed planning, and they coordinated interdepartmental effort. Some 140,000 civil servants were mobilized, and various parties were involved. That allowed them to fully test that allowed them to conduct comprehensive stress tests on the venue, including crowd control, traffic management, and so on. So there were stress tests involving over 60,000 persons in some of the occasions. And then, so they shared the same goal, and with the bottom line thinking, they worked out various scenarios, such as unstable weather and so on. On the 1st of March, the Kai-Tak Sports Park was officially opened. It quickly became a new landmark for international sports events and various other entertainment events, and various mega sports and entertainment events were held there. There was good rave review of the venue, and over 600,000 people attended events at the venue. Some 50% of them came from overseas and the mainland. The venue provided a good experience for all these visitors and brought some huge economic benefits to Hong Kong. And then all the arrangement went well. It was commended by visitors and local residents. So the hard work of the organization team must be given due recognition for such achievements. The two teams shows that the civil servants have excellent competence. It also shows that the government is highly efficient. Now, the World Competitiveness Yearbook 2025 gave Hong Kong number 2 ranking for government efficiency. So these teams are a testimony to that. I congratulate the two teams for receiving the reward. I'm proud of their performance and contribution, and will announce the details of the award presentation ceremony later. Now the floor is open to questions. Please first identify yourself and then limit yourselves to 2 questions. The English question first.
The lady in the middle.
Mr. Lee, a few questions from RTHK. With Director Xia Baolong wrapping up his 5-day visit last Sunday, what do you make of his visit, and what's the government's plan in carrying out his expectations and wishes to Hong Kong? And the government has raised the travel alert for Israel and Iran to black on last Thursday. What's your assessment on the situation, and how many SAR residents have sought help so far? Thank you.
I thank Director Zhao for personally attending the 5th anniversary of promulgation and implementation of Hong Kong National Security Law Forum in Hong Kong, and took the opportunity to inspect Hong Kong. I sincerely thank him for affirming the work of me and the governing team, our proactive approach and determination to forge ahead. He encouraged me and the SLR government to continue our efforts in safeguarding national security, while balancing well its relation with development. Director Zhao also encouraged us to capitalize on the current stable situation to build strong development and to build the economy and improve people's livelihoods. He reminded Hong Kong to steadfastly uphold national security and not to forget the harm inflicted on the citizens and the city of Hong Kong by the 2019 black-clad violence and the attempted color revolution. And we should remember the pain even though the wound has healed. Director Tsar's keynote speech in the forum has charted the course of Hong Kong's future development. He asked Hong Kong to build high-quality development by fully implementing the holistic approach to national security, leveraging Hong Kong's unique advantages in its connectivity with the mainland and the world, utilizing Hong Kong's strengths in the rule of law, and upholding Hong Kong's executive-led system to improve governance of the Hong Kong SAR and promote reform. During his inspection, he expressed strong endorsement of the work of the district councils, the care teams, and the concept of community living rooms. I'm grateful to Director Tsar for his caring and support for Hong Kong. We will spare no effort in safeguarding national security and coordinating security and development. We will focus on 4 key areas. First, Hong Kong must fully and accurately implement the one country, two systems principle and thoroughly adopt a holistic approach to national security. Second, adhere to the solid foundation of the rule of law and leverage Hong Kong's international strengths, especially the professional advantages in both common law and civil law systems. Third, cherish the stable situation and seize development opportunities. Actively integrate into the national development, deepen international exchanges and cooperation, of overseas and mainland enterprises, capital, and technology through going global and attracting international investments. Fourth, enhance traditional strengths, focusing on reform and innovation, enhancing the competitiveness in finance, trade, shipping, and technology. We will boldly reform, innovate, and create. We will accelerate the development of the Northern Metropolis, the Hong Kong Park of the Hetao Shenzhen Hong Kong Science and Technology Innovation Cooperation Zone, and we shall make development of industries as our fundamental goal, enhance innovation and technology, and drive reforms to speed up and strengthen efficiency. Your question regards the conflicts in the Middle East. The spokesperson of China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has already stated that China urges parties to the conflict to prevent the situation from spiraling up, make sure the fighting will not spill over, and return to the track of political settlement. China stands ready to enhance communication and coordination with parties to pull effort and play a constructive role for restoring peace in the Middle East. I support the stance of my country. I totally agree. I support ensuring the safety of civilians and resolving issues through diplomatic means. I also call on the international community to jointly safeguard global peace. I hope the situation in the Middle East resumes to peace and stability as soon as possible. In view of the latest developments in Israel and Iran, the government has already raised the outbound travel alert for Israel and Iran to black last week. This signifies severe threat. Hong Kong residents should avoid all travel to Israel and Iran. They should attend to personal safety, leave or relocate to relatively safe areas immediately. As of June the 23rd, the Immigration Department has received inquiries from 21 Hong Kong residents who were in Israel or Iran. 20 of them have already departed safely. The department will continue to maintain close contact with the remaining one Hong Kong resident and provide appropriate assistance. It is important that Hong Kong residents in these two countries or in areas where threats may spiral up to pay close attention to personal safety, leave and relocate to other more safe areas, pay attention to the development through the news, what the government broadcast, and also the websites of Security Bureau. We will keep close communication with the Office of Commissioner of the MFA in Hong Kong, and we will also maintain close communication with relevant embassies. The Security Bureau will closely monitor the situation. Any updates will be issued and announced immediately. And we will also be updating relevant mobile apps as well.
好，下一道提問。
Next question. The last row on the right, the lady in white. I'm from Now TV. Good morning. The Housing Authority is going to take back 3 sites from the aggressive construction, and so it involves 60 to the 100 units. How long will works have to be suspended? When will other contractors take over? How can you minimize the impact? Now, on the escalating conflicts between Israel and Iran, Qatar Airlines closed some routes once. So are you monitoring the situation? Are you worried that maybe there are Hong Kong businesses businessmen who may want to invest in the Middle East may now become concerned? So how do you assure them? The aggressive construction company limited. Now, we've taken measures because we need to ensure safety. We work in accordance with the law and our rules. Now, the case is now being heard in court, so I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of the case. But then the position of the government is clear. We need to ensure industrial safety. We need to ensure the safety of workers. We need to protect their lives because their lives are invaluable. So the government will take all necessary steps to improve industrial safety. We want to make sure there is the best protection for the safety of workers, and that's something we work very hard on. Now, on the different construction projects, if there is now a contract with the Aggressive Construction Company Limited, then if say there are joint ventures, then we hope the other parties in joint venture will take over those sites. And if there are new contractors taking over the site, we hope that they will still hire the workers already working on sites. And in that respect, there is good progress. We hope that if any contractors become involved in these construction projects, I hope they will still hire the workers already working on the construction sites. Now, there are various projects awarded to the Aggressive Construction Company Limited, and of course that will affect the supply of housing. then because we have many construction projects involving many units all going on at the same time, especially in the next few years, there are many projects becoming completed. So that's why we will speed up progress for the other projects, so that on various fronts we try to speed various projects up so that we could minimize the impact. Well, but because we have so many construction projects, so relatively speaking, yes, there will be impact, but we believe we can cope with that. On the Middle East situation, recently, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of our country stated that we urge the various parties to avoid the escalation of the conflict, and they should go back to political means to resolve matters. I support the position of our country. I'm all for ensuring the safety of the general public, and I support using diplomatic means to resolve the matter. And I appeal to those with influence in the international arena to work together to promote a peaceful resolution of the conflict. I hope very much that the Middle East situation will soon calm down. So in the light of the developments, we have raised the black travel alert against Israel and Iran. That means there are always pay attention to their personal safety. We will keep releasing such information. Now, there were 21 Hong Kong residents in these two countries. 20 have already left, and we will still keep in touch with the remaining 1 residents there. And then we will keep in touch with the relevant embassies and the Office of the Commissioner of the MFA in Hong Kong. Now, it doesn't matter what the situation is like in the Middle East. Middle
It may exist across many systems under various disguise. They look decent, but actually what they are doing is promoting soft resistance and endangering national security. We have to stay alert against all these dangers. All individuals and organizations empowered by the law, according to the Safeguarding National Security Ordinance, as long as one is exercising power conferred onto them by the law, they need to consider national security. So the government will continue to make efforts and remind the public that we must stay on guard against soft resistance. Now, if you do not have malicious intent and you are not trying to endanger national security, creativity is allowed. But we have to be careful. If you put the pieces together, you may find that it is actually a plot to promote soft resistance. So we must remember what Director Xia said. Despite the implementation of the Hong Kong NSL for 5 years, we are generally stable, but risks still exist. National security law targets those who endanger national security because these people don't want to see a strong country, that is China. Now, external powers have installed agents in Hong Kong to act on their behalf. As Director Xia said, we must not forget the pain once the wound is healed. These elements may be operating in clandestine. They are deceptive. So of course, we are all decent people, otherwise there would not be so many victims from scams. So it shows that Hong Kong peoples are very trusting. So we have to be aware of who we trust. And concerning the accident between two driverless shuttle buses in the closed-off area in the airport, the Secretary for Transport and Logistics has immediately directed the airport authority to conduct an in-depth investigation to find out the cause for the collision, so as to prevent another accident from happening again. So immediately, the same model of buses have been suspended. But we have been using driverless shuttle buses for 6 years in the airport. They have traveled for some 2.3 million kilometers. So we must find out the reasons behind the accident. I think technology can allow us to use driverless vehicles safely. So from this accident, we can find out the weak points and enhance the system. We have to attach safety to both driverless vehicles and traditional vehicles. Driverless vehicle is the international trend. Not just in Hong Kong, there are many places with driverless vehicles traveling on roads. This is an inevitable trend, and we must embrace it. But we have to attach priority to safety. We'll continue to work on the investigation, and I hope that findings will be available soon. Now, for the driverless vehicles that we are testing in Hong Kong, there are many models from many companies. The transport departments would monitor the trials vigorously, so the public can be assured that we have a high standard. Thank you. That's the end of the media briefing today. Thank you.